Warning! Spoilers, because these DLC choices are so good and me and Bob are so smart that these will inevitably become true. JK, but they would be cool though. Before we get into the video, I'm going to fill you in on a way that you can get Super Smash Brothers Ultimate for free. I teamed up with my friendo Bob over here, or destroyed him in Smash Bros for Wii U. So Bob is never going to, I agree. That's Bob's one win, ever. Like, it's never happening again. Register like, Bob's
there
never
it is.
Going to win.
There it is. That's the proof that we needed here. I deserve that. I deserve that. I gotta wipe off my controller now. Wow. 2 out of 5.
It was best out of 5, right?
Yep. Sure was.
I think that constitutes best out of 5. I mean, you played the clip.
Yes, best out of 5.
And forced him to give away 2 copies of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate to our shared subscriber base, the Super Friendos. Want a chance to win that? Head to the link in the description. In honor of that, we're both making Smash Bros related videos. Although, I mean, let's be real, we were probably gonna do that anyway. Who are we kidding? Smash comes out in like 3 days. I chose to talk about DLC fighters, as you can see, so let's do that. Sakurai has already made it abundantly clear that the Smash Ultimate DLC fighters are already wrapped and completely selected, and it was handled by Nintendo. However, that in no way precludes us from saying, hey, this fighter would be cool to see out of those selected characters. It's not a demand or a request, really. It's just, hey, this would be cool. Got it? That said, feel free to leave your "but Sakurai said" comments down below anyway. There has been rumors about the Smash Brothers inclusion of this well-known, much requested character since before the Smash Ballad on Wii U was even a thing. And you know what? I think we just might see it. This RPG icon has a pretty hardcore fan base, and like I said, people have wanted him for quite a long time. You thought I was talking about Geno? No. Obviously, I mean Sora from Kingdom Hearts. It's inevitable for Kingdom Hearts 3 to make its way to Nintendo Switch in some way, shape, or form, whether it be through cloud gaming like Square has been investigating, or dumping some more man hours into Unreal Engine 4 to get it running natively. Mark my words, we will hear Switch-related Kingdom Hearts 3 news before 2020. And with that, it makes a ton of sense to put Geno on the back burner in favor of Sora for that reason. He's a lot less recognizable, to say the least, and he most likely won't be appearing in any new games anytime soon. And as far as movesets go, it's hard to argue that Sora wouldn't have the more interesting and versatile moveset for Smash Brothers. He has access to magic that could lead to some long-range moves. Obviously, close range is accounted for given the nature of the Keyblade he wields being a, well, blade. His recovery wouldn't be hard to figure out whether they decide to go with his ability to glide, or in a Lucas or Ness style move, borrow from other characters in the Kingdom Hearts universe to afford Sora the ability to use a Keyblade glider. As a matter of fact, you wouldn't even have to look very far for an idea on how Sora could conceivably work in Smash Brothers. He's been available to use for some time now in a fan-made game called Super Smash Flash. Obviously, the real thing would need to be different, more balanced with the already existing cast, and just all around better looking, but the point still stands that abilities that are available to Sora in his games could fit well into Smash. Also, I mean, canonically, Sora's whole thing is traveling from world to world, so dropping him into the Nintendo world can make a lot of sense. I can see a Smash character announcement in my head as we speak, and I'm sure you can too. Another aspect of the character DLC for Smash Bros that I don't think many people are putting a lot of thought into is the included stage and music tracks. So I would be grouping each entry in this video with some ideas for that stuff too, starting with what I think makes sense for Sora. Now, Kingdom Hearts is a licensing nightmare, being that not only would Sora Limited and Nintendo need to cooperate with Square Enix, the easy part, for a lot of these worlds, they would need to get the go-ahead from Disney. Something I'm just going to assume is impossible, so with that said, we need one of the worlds that isn't based on one of the Disney-owned franchises. And I would prefer to avoid Final Fantasy stuff. Because, well, that's what Cloud is for. So, my suggestion for a stage bundled in with Sora would be Twilight Town. There's even some gimmicks they could go with that are already associated with that stage. There could be Heartless or Nobodies that attack the player. They could have a stage exclusive skateboard item that players can fight over. They can incorporate the ghost train in some way. The sky is the limit. And to make things even better, the aesthetic of the stage could easily be interesting while also avoiding being distracting in its Battlefield and Final Destination variants. Beyond that, a Twilight Town stage would be a cool justification to give Sora a Roxas skin. As far as the music goes, again, licensing nightmare, I think that they should include Simple and Clean or maybe the Kingdom Hearts 3 theme. I'm not going to play either of those now because this video would 100% be claimed for copyright. Just an idea, guys. You know, only the best idea, but just an idea.
What? I'm sorry, I fell asleep when AJ was talking about nerd. What are we talking about, Smash? Well, I feel like I got pretty much everybody that I wanted. There's over 70 fighters in the game. But if I had to pick a DLC fighter, it would be Shadow. I really want Shadow because I play as Sonic a lot. This is 100% a selfish choice. Unfortunately, they already showed him as an assist trophy in the last direct, and he'd be more of an Echo fighter, and they already said that there's not gonna be any Echo fighters as DLC. So Shadow is very unlikely to happen. But I've had people argue on my own videos that Shadow is too different from Sonic to be an Echo fighter. He could easily have his own moveset, what with chaos control and all that. He's literally a clone of Sonic, but okay. For his level, I'd pick City Escape, and for his song, I'd pick Live and Learn, even though Escape from the City is a little bit better of a song. I know that City Escape isn't a Shadow level, but it is probably the most iconic level in Sonic Adventure 2, which is Shadow's first game. And there's a lot you can do by way of platforms, buildings, and of course, the giant gun truck can be an environmental hazard, although you'd probably just play the Omega version of the level anyway. All right, I'm going back over to my channel. Hey, AJ, I heard that Logan kicked your ass in Smash Bros. On stream the other day. What happened? I thought you were supposed to be the best. Oh, wow, look at that. I gotta go, bye.
Hey, I too think Kingdom Hearts is some nerd shit, but it's for the greater good. At least I barred Gino from being a part of this conversation. Now that is some real nerd shit. Also, I would hope that Logan would beat me in Smash 4. He literally never stopped playing it since it launched in 2014. Just ask him yourself. Oh wait, you can't. He's probably asleep or something. Anyway, Dan is here too, I guess.
I didn't want to talk about Gino anyway, jerk. Fine, if I can't suggest Gino, who should clearly be in the game, then I should suggest someone that I thought for sure to be in this one. Crash Bandicoot. Sony never got an official mascot like Mario with Nintendo or Sonic with Sega! But there was one that got close, and that was Naughty Dog's Crash Bandicoot. I think Crash has a real chance this time, especially seeing that the original 3 PlayStation exclusives went cross-platform this year with the Insane Trilogy. So why shouldn't Crash be able to slug it out with the likes of Mario and Sonic? And Pac-Man. As far as stages go for Crash, and I hate that I'm suggesting this, but a transforming stage like Castle Siege could work. Start off at the central stage of Time Twisted Machine from Crash 3, and then it could warp you to different locales such as the tropics of Insanity Beach to the ruins of Road to Ruin. And as far as music's concerned, Crash Bandicoot has plenty of music to draw from, especially the main themes from all the original games. If Smash Bros is about celebrating the history of video games, then Crash Bandicoot is a must for DLC. And before I go, I did a video about Pokemon Let's Go with AJ, which you can click that iCard right there, and it'll take you to my channel so you can watch that. Back to AJ, the man who crushed my Geno dreams.
Whoa! Smash Brothers has a growing reputation for being on the bleeding edge with their Pokemon representation. Starting with Smash Bros. Melee, Pichu was only 2 years old at that point. Lucario was less than 2 years when it was introduced to the Smash Bros. Series, and Greninja was months old when it made it into Smash 4. It would only be right for Sakurai and Co. to keep up that down-to-the-minute representation of Nintendo's biggest franchise with a brand new Generation 8 Pokemon in the lead-up to Pokemon's major rollout in 2019. Now obviously, there isn't a whole lot that could be said in the realm of movesets, given the fact that we have no clue what we'll see in the 2019 release of Pokemon for Nintendo Switch. There is one thing we know for sure. There will be water, fire, and grass starter Pokemon, and that is all I need to know to say that the next Pokemon needs to be a grass type. We have 2 fire types, 2 water types, but only 1 grass type in the game, and that only grass type isn't even its own character. I say we balance that out. We could even potentially balance out their respective weights. Right now we have a heavyweight in the form of Charizard and presumably Incineroar, lighter characters in the form of Squirtle and Greninja, although I'll concede that Greninja is borderline middle of the road in weight, and then we have Ivysaur, who splits the difference. So let's complete that triangle with an evolution from the Generation 8 grass starters line that fits that middle range in weight as well. As far as the stage selection, we have a pretty easy choice in the form of a Pokemon Stadium 3 of some sort. Of course, we would need new stage forms to differentiate it from the past Pokemon Stadium iterations. Maybe this time it could cycle through Dark, Psychic, and Fairy for its types. Alternatively, they could always represent a pretty big aspect of Pokemon games, a Pokemon Center. It could be a chaotic and interesting element to make Nurse Joy the antithesis of a stage boss, that rather than encouraging you to fight for her to damage your opponents, you would be fighting to have her heal you. Music is equally as easy for Pokemon, if not easier. There will inevitably be a new team or crime syndicate of some sort associated with Pokemon 2019, and that team will definitely have a theme, so that's an easy choice to include in this game. The new battle theme from Pokemon 2019 will be an easy choice to include in this game, and whatever new Pokemon Center rearrangement in 2019 would also be a safe choice. There's a lot of directions they can go in for this one. I know there's a ton of people that think there's already too many Pokemon in Smash Brothers, but like, what do you expect them to do? Add more Metroid characters? You think adding Kraid makes more sense than further representing the most valuable property in video games? Probably entertainment as a whole? Because I don't. Obviously, given Smash's status as the biggest celebration of games in all of games, there's a ton of characters that could feasibly fit into Super Smash Bros. As far as we know right now, there's only 5 slots up for grabs this time around, but in the event that 1, none of these picks make the Smash DLC, or 2, Nintendo sees the inevitable astronomical success of this DLC and adds more characters in addition, that would mean that there's characters we can't possibly touch on, so I'll do a rapid fire honorable mentions. Spyro would be a cool Crash alternative. I'd argue he has better games and a much more interesting pool of abilities to pull from for a Smash moveset. Nintendo is no stranger to supporting their recent game releases by including their characters in Smash Brothers. They did it for Earthbound, Mother 3, Fire Emblem for the West, and they continue to do it with inclusions like Yoshi's Crafted World getting a skin in Ultimate. ARMS getting a full-fledged character would make a ton of sense when you consider that. My pick would be Min Min, cause she's best girl. Twintail, close second. Fight me. Another honorable mention, Waluigi. I guess? Next, Minecraft Steve will be a symbolic gesture on a few levels. It would be the first character from a pretty direct competitor in many people's minds. It would be the first Western created IP to be represented in Smash Bros. And it would be the first indie rep. Of course, Minecraft isn't technically an indie game anymore, but it obviously has that lineage. But to represent most of those things, I would much rather Nintendo include Banjo and Kazooie as characters in Smash Ultimate. The moveset could result in a mixed fighter that's decent at mid-air combat and ground combat. They'd be a mid-ranged fighter as well, given Kazooie's propensity to spit out eggs, which is morbid, but anything for a fun and interesting moveset. Beyond that, Banjo could borrow from DK in quite a bit of ways, like his heft, his ability to roll, and his sheer strength. As far as this stage, it could be a compilation of a selection of notable locales in the first 2 Banjo games, akin to Mushroom Kingdom or even Rainbow Cruise, and perhaps the easiest aspect being their music. You could literally pull any song from these games, and I'm sure it would be amongst the most beloved songs in all of Smash Bros. Even ignoring all of those potential benefits, it could open up the door to the possibility of seeing Rare Studios games included in the inevitable N64 Classic. Maybe a Rare Replay Switch port? Just an idea, an even better best idea, but still just an idea. But those are our thoughts. What fighters and stages and music do you hope to see get added to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate? In fact, let's make that the comment challenge. Let me know your picks for those 3 different things. Also, let me know who you plan to main when the game comes out. Be sure to check out Bob's video if you haven't already. Check out Dan's video when it comes out tomorrow. As he mentioned, I'm in it. And as a reminder, head below that like button to the description to find details on how to enter the giveaway. Also, while you're down there, why not click the like button and subscribe and ring the bell for more videos like this every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. New streams every 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesdays. This week on Thursday, me and Bob are streaming the Game Awards, twitch.tv/Wulff Den. We'll be playing Smash Brothers after that. Come hang out. Okay, that's it for me. I'm gonna go be in a self-imposed coma for the next 3 days. See you next week.